Alright, today it's a Monday. We just got back from a 5-day vacation from the province. And this morning my staff member called me telling me that there's an algae problem with one of the tanks in the gallery. To what extent, I don't know. What she said is just, it's pretty bad. So let's go ahead and check it out, see what the cause is, see what we could do to correct that. And hopefully, you guys will learn something out of it. Alright? See ya. Okay, so we're here at the gallery already. As you can see, it's pretty bad. Hair algae flying around. You could barely see it, but it's there. What's up guys, Chris Jacobs here, and I'm at the Bright Diamond Gallery. And as I mentioned earlier, our staff called me telling me that there's an algae problem with one of the tanks. That tank right there, it's the Cave Master. It's mainly just mosses and bucephalandras, and I checked him out, see what's the main cause of the problem and what type of algae is present. And I saw it's hair algae. It's hair algae is pretty common. Could be an imbalance of something. Could be an imbalance of the fertilizers. You could have overdone. You could have put more fertilizers than what the tank requires. It could also probably be water temperature. But I ruled out water temperature because water temperature here, the temperature of the tanks, are maintained at 23 degrees Celsius. That's all day, all night long. So it's not, I would assume that it's not the water temperature that's causing the hair algae. Now I checked it out, see, what else could be the reason why that hair algae, presented itself. Alright, so I did my due diligence. Water temperature is good. Carbon dioxide is still, at the normal 3 to 4 bubbles per second. Flow is good, the wave maker is working perfectly fine, but then again I checked the outflow of the filter and found out that there's no water coming out. So I checked on the filter, it's plugged in, yeah, the filter's plugged in. But then again, when our staff member did the water change, she may have gotten a little lesser than the intake of the canister filter, making it stop working. So if that happens, when you fill it up with water again, you have to prime it. You have to pump it like a few times for the water to circulate and start working again. It all happened already, so what can I do? So that's one of the things that maybe, newbies would also have to check and consider checking when they do their water changes. Water changes is actually a part of the hobby, but then again, when you do your water change, you have to check if your filter is working after you fill it up with water. I personally think that it's a common mistake, and it's something that a normal newbie or a normal hobbyist would commit and learn from it. I personally had that experience too. So make it a habit, when you do your water changes, to check if there's water going out of the outlet hose before you leave, and tell yourself, okay, I'm done with the water change. Check it out, see if the flow is normal, see if the filter is working and everything. At least, when you get back, you won't have to deal with whatever I'm gonna deal right now, right? But since it's already here, let's learn from this experience. Okay, so this is not a sponsored video, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. I've already tried this before. This is API Algae Fix. I've used this for hair algae before, and it works just fine. As you guys know, or for those that have experienced with hair algae in their tanks, hair algae is like that thin green. I don't know if you could say that it's green, but I can see it's green. The algae eaters could eat it, but it's easier for them to eat it when it's already melted. Like the texture, or it's going to show like brownish look already, and it's just going to be waving like that. It's easier to pull off out of the water, because if it's like this algae right here, it's fresh and it's stuck and it's like sticking on those leaves and on those mosses. It's gonna be hard for them to eat that. So the first step that I did is I took off all the fishes, though this one is safe for fishes. Shrimps, not safe with, it says here, do not use with freshwater crustaceans, including shrimps, crabs, and lobsters. I don't have a lobster. So take off, I might as well just, take off everything. I increased the CO2 from 3 to 4 BPS. I pumped it up 7 bubbles per second to give it more carbon dioxide flowing inside there. And I'm gonna dose it with this one. Okay, so step 1's done. I took off all the livestock from that tank and put it into another holding tank for the meantime while I treat the algae problem. And next would be, I'm gonna be using API's algae fix. This is not a sponsored video, but this is something that I use, or I've tried to use, and found out that it works like a charm. So we're gonna be using this, and 1 ml of this solution is good enough for 10 gallons of aquarium water. So for this one, it is a 24-gallon tank, and we're gonna need 2.4 ml to get the right dosage and get those algae melting. Okay, so after dosing it with 2.4 ml of algae fix, I'm gonna be using, by the way, I'm gonna be using a syringe just to make sure that the dosage is precise. I'm not gonna be giving it less than 2.4. I'm not gonna be overdosing it outside of the 2.4 ml. Then we're gonna play the waiting game, just like what it says on the label. You have to check and see if after 3 days the algae is already melted, and then if it does, we're gonna do 50% water change. We're gonna put that fresh water in there, and we're gonna put that test shrimp, see if it survives 24 hours, and if it does, we're gonna put the entire cleaning crew inside of it and then let them do their job. After a week, so it's gonna be really clean and back to normal again. That's my favorite tank right there. It's a really great tank made by Prime Aquatic Design. Shout out to Chuck, great job on that. Okay, so just a recap of what we did today. Number 1, we did the troubleshooting. We wanted to know what is causing that hair algae bloom. So we found out it's not the lighting, it's not the CO2, it's not the water temperature, it's not the flow. We have enough flow because the wave maker is still working, but the filter stopped flowing. So it was because of the water change, wherein we took out a little too much water than what we used to, making the filter stop working. And then we took out the livestock, which it's not really required to take off all those fishes, just like what I mentioned, but just a precaution and to avoid casualty and heartbreaks. Just take it out. If you have another holding tank that you could put it into, put it all there, and then troubleshoot the main tank that's experiencing the algae issue. So we used algae fix and just put the right dosage. We're gonna be monitoring this for the next couple of days. We're gonna make this video a 2-part video. Stand by for part 2. We'll show you the progress. We'll show you how melted hair algae looks like and how easy it is for the cleanup crew to eat it all up and get this tank back to normal. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Just click on that subscribe button below. If you like this video, please smash that like button and let us know what you think. If you've also experienced hair algae before, what you did, what were the solutions that you found out, what was the cost. We would like to hear it from you. So use that comment section below and let's talk about that. And we'll see you on the next video.